As the corporate sector evolves, Burka Africa remains committed to cultivating world-class thought leaders and providing innovative, human-centered solutions that shape a prosperous future for African governments and businesses. About Burka Africa. Burka Africa is a platform that houses expert consultants from across the African sub-region that provide strategic sustainable leadership, organizational development, corporate governance, coaching, and ESG advisory services to businesses and African governments. Burka's strategic thrust is to strengthen strategic alignment for Africa's development by bridging the gap between governments, businesses, and industry experts for leadership and business solutions, serving as a center for excellence and transformative leadership insights in Africa. The consortium is dedicated to shaping ethical, visionary, productive, and sustainable businesses and leadership across Africa. Through advisory, training, and coaching, Burka supports executives, managers, and organizations in achieving excellence, growth, and sustainable impact. Visit our website www.burkafrica.com for more information.
Hi, everyone. Greetings from my end. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching from. You are all welcome to today's African Youth Leadership webinar on public speaking, influence, and confidence building. So, before we officially start, I would like you to give a comment. Let us know wherever you are watching from and the country you are watching for. You could give us your name and where you are watching from in the comment section, so that it's going to be very interactive. This is going to be a conversation, it's going to be a discussion. We have seasoned speakers amongst us that we are going to be asking questions, and they are going to advise us, they are going to give us feedbacks, and we are looking forward to having a very interesting, informative, and impactful leadership conversations. So let us know your name and where you are watching from. Whilst we wait for all those feedbacks, I'm just going to give you a brief information. Just let you know the reason why we are joined here today, and the objective we are all looking forward to knowing or to benefiting from by the end of this webinar. So in today's world, your ability to actually communicate clearly, confidently, persuasively, or to even negotiate can open doors to leadership opportunity. It leads to career growth, it leads to social impacts. And public speaking is no longer just standing on the stage and then expressing your ideas. It's about actually expressing it with clarity, influencing the conversations, building confidence. It could be in the classrooms, it could be in interview rooms, it could be on even social media or community spaces. So for young leaders, it's quite a fear or sometimes self-doubt or anxiety that often limit these opportunities. Yet confidence, it's not something we are born with. It's a skill you build over time. Of course, we have some traits, or we have some people who naturally at hawkers. No, they have that confidence to speak. But most people, you have to, and even if you're someone who is very good with talking, you have to communicate with clarity. You don't just stand there and say whatever you are saying. So you can be born with it, but yet you still have to fine tune yourself to become better in the future. So this webinar is actually going to explore the connection between public speaking, having that influence, and also having the confidence, helping young people understand how their voice can shape opinions, inspire action, and also create change. Because if you have any idea, you keep it to yourself. No one gets to know. You don't communicate to people. I mean, there's not going to be change because you have that idea. But if you have that confidence to speak up, to negotiate, or to advocate for something you think is going to be better, then that is where change comes. So we are going to emphasize on true influence that does not come from volume or dominance just because everyone is doing it, you want to do it, but from clarity. If you don't know what to say, you don't go stand at a podium or at a stage and just blow nonsense or blow empty words, but it needs to come from clarity, it needs to come from credibility, and also emotional intelligence. You have to read the room and know how to be able to communicate based on the audience, and also consistency. When you do it with time, you get better. So by strengthening communication skills, young people can actually increase their self-belief. You can build that leadership presence that you want, and become a persuasive advocate in ideas and in communities. So you might not have a seat in that room, but you can do advocacy. You can even use your social media platforms to do that advocacy, and people will get to say that, oh, you're actually making sense, and we need to take what you're saying to consideration. So with our objectives, by the end of this webinar, we are looking forward that you understand the importance of public speaking in leadership and personal growth. You're able to identify common fears associated with speaking and how to overcome them. It's normal. Fears do come, but once you practice with time, it becomes okay. You're able to overcome them. You're going to learn the techniques for building confidence, speaking before and during presentations. You're able to structure your message clearly for maximum impact. So before you go onto that stage, you need to do your homework, you need to do your background check, you need to have a lot of info, you need to have data, and that also shapes um, what you say, because you're talking with evidence, you're talking with data, you're talking with facts. So it helps also with your preparation. And you have to recognize how influence is built to authenticity, credibility, and preparation. So you have your own style. You don't copy someone's style. You have to be authentic to yourself. Be the real you. Okay. And you have to commit to practicing communication skills consistently. So this are the objectives we are looking for to achieving by the end of this webinar session. So without wasting my time, I'm going to introduce our speakers. And before I introduce my speaker, I'll introduce myself briefly. I'm MF Fadwa. I'm Ghanaian. and currently an HR analyst. I'm more of data analytics personnel data person, but this time applying it within the HR domain. And I'm passionate about youth empowerment. I'm passionate about youth leadership, and I'll be your moderator for today. We have um, seasoned speakers, and I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. First on my list is John Manyi, and he is an educator, he's an inspirational speaker, a youth empowerment advocate dedicated to raising people, purpose-driven leaders through education, faith, and entrepreneurship. And he actually holds a Bachelor of Education in Early Childhood Education, and also passionate about mentoring young people to develop transformational mindsets, leadership capacity, like what we are looking at to do today, and entrepreneur skills for sustainable success. Not only that, he is the author of Global Genre of Entrepreneurship and a Call to Victorious Life, books that inspire individuals to pursue excellence, build wealth with purpose, live mindful, life impactful lives. So Jonathan is currently serving as president of Kingdom Work Network, where he leads initiative focused on leadership, development, faith-based empowerment, and entrepreneurship training. So I would like he to unmute and then let the audience get to hear from you and get to see you if you have anything to say.
Hi, wow, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here, and thank you, MFA, for such a powerful introduction. I'm very grateful and excited to be here, and I've already learned a lot from your introduction, so I'm equally here to learn.
Yeah, we are
Yes,
going to learn from you.
yes,
You
so
learn from us. And
yes,
if
yes,
there's a way we can even learn from the audience, if they put their comments
sure, sure, sure.
in the comment section, and they can, if you have they have any insights, they can put it there, and then we get to also learn from them. So it's good to
Yeah.
have you. Welcome, Jonathan, and we are all looking forward to learning from you. So before we start this conversation, I want to call it a conversation because I don't want it to be like kind of like a very formal thing, it's a conversation. Maybe you're sitting with your friends and you're talking. So before we start this conversation, I'm going to go quickly into the comment section and I'll see if we have some people joining and commenting. So we have Mavis joining from Accra, Ghana. I see George also joining from Accra, Ghana. I see a young professional, Al Hassan, joining from Northern Region, Kumbungu. I don't know if I mentioned it well, but we have people watching all the way from the Northern Region. We are so happy to have you today. So
I
keep
think
the
because I'm
comments.
the northerner.
Oh, okay. So you're bringing crowd from the north. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So we have people joining all the way from um joining. So and then we have Jennifer also joining from Central Region. I'm sure we'll have more coming, but we are going to kick starts into the conversation. So it's going to be the two of us. So I can
Mm.
also share my insights as and when,
Yeah.
but I'm going to pose like questions, and then you give me your insights on it. I'd like to know from you, per your journey, maybe you just let us know briefly about how you ended up being in this leadership space, because not everybody is able to lead, unfortunately, and not everybody has that confidence to lead or to speak publicly like what you are coming to do today, and nobody has that confidence. So probably give us like a brief intro of how you ended up in this space, and then we'll take it from there. Your
Thank
journey,
you.
basically your journey.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I think this journey started in a way I didn't like it, or a
Mm.
kind of embarrassment from the beginning.
Okay.
Because uh, I remember my first time to stand before public to speak, it was when I was 12. When I was 12 years old. And
Okay.
that day I had to stand before people in the church and
Mm-hmm.
say something, and I messed up and I was very embarrassed. But what actually helped me is that I came back the next time and I did well. And
Exactly.
that is why my mind shifted from myself to the subject matter, what I actually bring, the value I bring. Instead of focusing on myself, I focus on the subject matter, the value I'm
Mm.
communicating. So over the years, I've have the privilege to speak in public while on school, leading student fellowships, and
Mm-hmm.
also had a vision to start a Kingdom Wealth Network,
Mm.
and I shared with friends. And in fact, any vision that is not communicated will not be executed. Yeah, so communication is actually the foundation for everything. So that is
Exactly.
just the journey briefly, and I'm excited to share whatever will be relevant for us today. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for this brief. So I think you've indirectly answered few of my questions because your journey actually came from like it actually happened for the first time and you didn't like it and you didn't want to stay there. So you realized that when you did it again, you were better. So that actually tells you that practice makes perfect. Okay,
Sure.
practice
Right.
makes perfect, and
Sure.
you can't get there in one time. It will actually take time. It will take practice. It will take consistency for you to be a very good public speaker. Because
Sure.
mind you, if you stand somewhere to say something and you make a mistake or you mess up, as you said, like people are going to criticize you, especially if you make a wrong statement or a
Sure.
statement that they don't agree with you or align with you on. So you are very careful what you say, but practice actually makes perfect. And so, what do you think most young people fear about public speaking? For you, you were actually they asked you to do something, so you actually went to do it without fear. I don't know if you were afraid, but you still had the courage to do it. Just that you make some few errors and then you came back perfect. So what do you think many people fear? Because it's possible that they could ask someone to lead, like by just nomination, and the person will be afraid and the person will say, no, I cannot. But someone will still go and then still make a mistake, but will still correct it and become better. So, what is the fear to public speaking? And from what you are saying, a confidence does not come before action. Do you think you need to have that confidence that okay, yeah, I think I'm ready to go and stand on that stage before I go, or you think it's the otherwise? Or when you go and stand there, you mess up, you go again, you mess up, you practice, you get better, then the confidence actually grows from there, or you can actually get the confidence from within before going to the stage.
Right. Thank you so much for the question. So let me start with this thing, the fear, the reason why many young people fear to actually stand before public and speak. And in my experience, I've realized that
Hmm.
it is self-consciousness that is causing that fear. Uh, People are
Um,
focused about
okay.
how I look, what people will say, the embarrassment I'll go through if I make a mistake. Yeah, so
Mm,
it's that kind of self-consciousness. So to actually overcome this, you have to say from the self-consciousness, as I mentioned earlier, to the subject matter, like what you are coming to communicate, the importance of what you are bringing, the value. And so, if your mind is on the value you are offering and not about yourself, how you look, what people will say, I think you will overcome your fear and you'll be able to speak. Now, coming to whether confident before speaking, or confidence comes during the process. I would say it's kind of there is some balance there. You need a level of confidence to actually step out first.
A level,
Yes,
a
a
little
level.
bit.
Yes, because sometimes just coming out alone is a war. So you have to be able to build a level of confidence. And what I always tell myself is, I tell myself I'm prepared, I'm bringing value, I'm to serve people. Yeah, so it set me on the motion to be able to stand. But as you
Mm,
practice more and more, your success in the past help builds your confidence even more.
mm,
So that is where the balance is. The practice will even make you more confident. But if uh you need a level to start, yes. So that is just what I have to say. Thank you so much.
thank you. See, I'm also learning. I'm jotting down some notes for myself and for the team and for everyone listening. And that's very insightful. So I'm going to take it from the one you just said. You need a level, you need some amount of confidence to actually, go to the stage to speak. But you are still going to, with practice, you get to overcome the fear and become more confident in whatever you are saying. So that is what I picked from what you said. And also the fact that you said we people like we or the youth being self-conscious, we have to move from that self-consciousness to the subject matter, because that's what you are going to communicate.
Yeah.
But I have this very tricky question. you
Okay.
know if you are a speaker and your audience is looking better than you're dressed, it's kind of funny, because that's why I think, or I believe, people focus on their look, because your look also tells people about you in a little way. So
Right.
definitely, that shouldn't be the focus though, but you need to look presentable.
Sure.
Okay, you need to look presentable, that people are not going to have anything to say about when it comes to your look. Your hair, your dress, it needs to be modest. Your shoe, nothing serious. You can you any color or any choice of clothes is good, but it has to be modest and it has to be presentable.
Yeah.
And it mustn't be too expensive. You can still get affordable clothes or affordable hairstyle just to look presentable. But yes, definitely you have to focus on the subject matter, whatever you are going to communicate, but be presentable. Else you stand on the podium and you be giving some strong information, and everybody will be just looking at that one shoe you are wearing, and they are not listening to nothing. And by the end of the session, the show is going to be the comments or the highlights for that day. So it's yeah, definitely it should be more of the, I would say, like 70% of whatever that's going to come within you to say the subject matter, but put that 30% effort in that decent, modest look outside, so people will have anything to say. Like, they will have anything to say, and they will be forced to listen to whatever you have to say. So thank you for those pointers. I'll move on to the next couple of questions. And it goes this way. I know sometimes you can have the confidence. Okay, they give you the podium, they give you the opportunity to speak. You raise your hand, or they said, "Okay, can you lead this session?" Um, and then you have the confidence to go. Do you think that preparation can reduce the anxiety if you are more prepared? Do you think that also has an impact on how you are able to go on the stage and have that influence or have that confidence speaking, because of course you need you have, if you have a if you're a public speaker, you need to be confident in whatever you are saying. So do you think preparation, or how can preparation actually reduce the anxiety when you are supposed to go on the stage to talk to youth or to impact in youth?
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so I will say is absolutely a yes. Preparation is a must. Now I will bring this analogy. Imagine
Must.
walking into a battle without any weapon. How can you be confident? So walking into any stage without preparation is like walking into a warfare
Mm-hmm.
without any weapon. So there can't be any confidence. You need to have something at hand that you know that this is what I hold, this is what I'm to deliver. That is what
Mm-hmm.
gives you the confidence. So the preparation is what helps you uh, to be well equipped for whatever you are going to deliver on. Yes, so I would say preparation is very key, is a must in actually having a successful speech. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. So my youth listening, preparation is a must. It is a must. You can't just, you see, even for public speakers, or let me say professional speakers who have
Sure,
been invited to even come to the stage to speak, they need to do their background check. Even though
sure,
they have been in the space for 10 years, 20 years, but it feels different when you enter into that room knowing that you have some research, some data,
sure.
some you've done that preparation, you have something to say. You have jotted down how you are going to go about it, how you're going to structure it. It's different. If you enter there and you are not prepared, you jump from one side to the other, you mess everything up. Everybody is going to be looking like, are we really here listening to this young lady or young man? So preparation is a must, even for professionals, even for public speakers who are doing that for a living, because we have people who have taken public speaker like as a full-time job. They are just invited to different seminars, summits, conferences, to just talk, to just moderate sessions, to just speak. And even they have to prepare. So as a young leader who is now starting or looking forward to overcome that confidence, or you want to be that public speaker, or you want to have that confidence when you're speaking in public, as Jonathan said, preparation is a must. That one you cannot, we cannot negotiate on that. Even if it's just like two line, three lines, and you have some information, it's good. But to go with a no zero information, zero knowledge, that is unacceptable. So preparation is a must. So please, if you have any upcoming leadership role in terms of standing in front of the audium or the podium, auditorium, stage, it could be a meeting room, make sure you prepare. It actually helps boost your confidence, and it's, at the end of the day, people will know you actually, and people can tell if you are prepared coming for that meeting. People can tell from the way you speak. If you come unprepared, they can also tell. So please do prepare, and that is going to actually help you reduce anxiety. It's going to help you be more confident in communicating your values or communicating your ideas, especially if you are negotiating for something or you're speaking to the youth. So thank you so much for that pointer. Preparation is a must, and we'll want to know from you again. I think we have some time. We'll take this question and then I'll go back into the comment to see if we have any additional people commenting from all over the world. So I'll take this question and I'll go back to check in the comment section. So What makes Nathan? What do you think makes someone influential, even if they are not the loudest person in the room? So I want to also break this down. We have introverts, we have extroverts. Introverts are people who do not, they are always indoors, I'll say, and they are always reserved. They can go into meeting rooms, they can sit, listen carefully, they can read a room. Probably they'll have a lot of questions in mind, but they will not say it. And we have others that are extrovert that, are yabbers. They will have so many questions and they'll raise up their hands to say, even if it's a thousand times, they don't mind, raising up their hands and asking their questions. But you will want to keep quiet. And sometimes people feel like introverts are not leaders, and that is because probably they are not able to speak up, or they always keep their ideas to themselves, or they always keep comments to themselves. But what do you think? But I know we have some people who are introverts. They don't talk as often as the way extroverts talks, but at the same time, they know when to speak. They are very careful as to when to speak, who to speak to, and even what time to speak, or even what to speak. They say that one line and that's it. So what do you think in your own perspective that someone can become very influential? The person is an introvert, the person is not that loudest person in the room. But what do you think such a person can what will it take for such a person to be influential, even given their temperament?
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, so personally, I'm introverted. Yeah, even though
Oh,
sometimes,
for real?
yes,
Okay, so I think the
yeah,
question is directed to the right person. Let us know how, because you
yeah,
are influential right now. You are speaking confidently. People are listening to you from all over the world, and you are telling me now you are an introvert. So how did you do it? How? So right now, this question I say, then they say yes. People can be in their cool corner and they can still be influential. What is the trick? How did you do it?
yeah. Okay, so introverted people to actually command influence. Uh, One thing I have experienced is that they think deeply and they communicate with clarity. Yeah, so
Mhm.
it's not commanding influence is not just about being loud or speaking all the time, but it's actually thinking deeply and communicating with clarity. So it's clarity that commands influence. It's not the loudness or how consistent you've raised your hand and all that. So when you are introverted, you can still lead people. You can still have influence if you are able to communicate with clarity, intensity. Uh-huh. Uh, One thing I've realized about like leadership, anybody that is making influence and leading people is communicating complicated vision in simplicity that their audience are able to follow and understand. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's not about speaking plenty, but yeah, it's about actually having the depth and you can think deeply before speaking up. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So you can actually be an introvert and still lead and still influence. So it doesn't mean that maybe the loudest people could be, people will get to hear them, but as to whether they are actually influencing or they're
Yes.
actually saying and communicating with clarity, that is a question
Mm.
mark. But of course, you being introvert, you can still lead and can still influence others as you're saying. So thank you for this. I'll quickly go into the comment section if I still have people, new people joining, and then we'll come back for the second half of the session. So I see I'm trying to skip the surname Jacob because I'm not able to pronounce the first name. Jacob is joining from Ghana. On LinkedIn, we have Mastaldo joining all the way from Kampala in Uganda on YouTube. And we have hey, your people, oh, no nodness, Jonathan. I'm sure this one is a nodna. We have Gaba also joining from LinkedIn. He says, great topic for every leader, young or old. How can leader overcome self-doubt and fear before an audience? I think we briefly answered this. You have to prepare yourself and you have to have a little bit of confidence to go on the stage. So once you hit the stage, you have your information, you are prepared, and you just carry that little bit of confidence to get to the stage. You are able to, talk with confidence, and you build that over time. So I think that answers your question on how leader overcomes self-doubt and fear. Self-doubt, maybe we talked about fear. I don't know, for self-doubt, doubting yourself, maybe we'll touch on that later. Self-doubt, like people will feel like, well, me, I cannot be a leader, or
Mm.
I cannot speak on the stage. It's not for me. I'm not, I don't know. Maybe you would touch on it briefly. And then we have Jennifer also saying that sometimes you can actually prepare, but everything evaporates as soon as you begin to speak. Please, how can one deal with that? It happens. It's crazy, but it is with practice. Practice with time makes perfect, because you can actually prepare, but you enter, you look. That's why some people don't usually want to look at the faces of people. You just look on top of the people, like look on top of their heads, and yeah, because yeah, it does happen, and this happens when you are actually new to public speaking. Once you do it consistently and confidently, it helps. And what I do to help myself, because I'm also, in quotes, I don't I was not born with public speaking. I had to learn it the hard way. And what I do is to jot down some points, because sometimes you can prepare, and then when you get to the stage, you lose your thoughts of process. Okay, everything can just jam up in your brain. So what I do is to it could be like put some points down on the notebook. Like for me right now, I have my paper and my book here. So I have like what to say afterwards. I don't just mix everything up. I have it planned out. So that also help when you are losing your thought of process. You just take an eye off, you look at your notes or your paper, and you remember all your ideas again. So that can also help. That's what helps me actually. You jot everything down, and then it could be on your phone, it could be on an iPad, it could be on the paper, it could be in the book. That also helps. So that would be it for me, Jennifer. Sulemana comments, great program. Thanks for commending. Mavis is saying there's always the fear of what people think and the fear of making mistakes too. Mistakes are bound to happen. Mistakes are inevitable. Sometimes you learn for an exam, you go and you forget, or you make a mistake. It happens. So you can't do away mistakes. It always happens. So that man put it at the back of mind that you can make mistakes. When you make mistake, you immediately correct it if you have the chance over there, and that's it. It cancels it out. Okay. And what people think, you have to, people will always have different views on everything, because everybody's thought process is different. And sometimes when you listen to people's comments, and I've started realizing that in on social media, someone posts something and you have different people commenting, and each person has different perspective. And sometimes someone makes a comment and you'd be like, Can someone really make this kind of comments? So you can't make everybody happy, actually. So if you want to think of what people are going to say, then you have to make sure you do things that everybody will be happy, and everybody won't be happy. So that shouldn't be the focus. Your focus should be, as Jonathan said, your focus should be more of what you have to say, the subject matter. Just deliver that, and I think you'll be fine. But Jonathan, if you have anything to say, you can add that as well. And the final one, maybe is saying you can become more confident if you have done your research exactly and you're well prepared. So yes, that is very very true and important. Jonathan, if you have any comments so far on all these inputs, you could
Yeah,
share, and
so
then we go to the second session. The second session is quite short, and then we wrap up for today.
yeah, so thank you so much. Let me make a comment on the one that you prepare and you get on stage and everything has vanished. Yeah,
That
so
made me laugh. It's normal.
yeah, it's happens, and I want to say sometimes you have to believe your intuition as well. Uh,
Mm,
in as much as you have to prepare, document what you are coming to communicate. Don't have that at the back of your mind that you are going to say word to word for everything you have written down. It won't happen
mm-hmm.
that way. So
Very
you have
important.
to believe in your self intuition and some of the things that comes up, because these ideas are written down by you. And if you shift your focus from the paper to the insight as well, you can say something even if your paper is missing. There was a story, a man was invited to preach, and he had prepared his scriptures on a paper, but on his way to the church, the paper fell off, and all he
Mm,
had to say was on the paper. So when he was called to preach, he did praise the Lord, hallelujah, hallelujah, throughout the distance, the session. He couldn't communicate anything. So don't let your preparation end on the paper. That is just what I'm trying to say. Don't let it end on the
yeah.
paper alone. Let it be inside you as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So don't let your preparation end on the paper. The paper is just a guide. You
Yes.
come to it to know if you are actually on track with whatever you have planned. But even
Mm,
that, you don't. I That's why I put joints like major points, because
mm,
you will not be able to read word for word,
yep.
and if you lose your paper, then it's going to be a little tough, but at
Mm,
least you should have something to still say, because the paper is just to guide you, have that seamless public speaking experience. So we'll go to the second section, um, and I'm going to ask, can influence be used negatively? Well, I have my answer to myself, but I want to listen from your end, and what responsibility comes with it. Also, does how does credibility affect your ability to persuade others? So credibility, who you are known for, what are your values, what you stand for. If you have a poor credibility, do you think people are going to really accept whatever you have to say? Will people listen to you? So one, can influence be used negatively? What are the responsibility that comes with it, and how can credibility affect your ability to persuade others, especially if you want to negotiate on something, or you want to convince people that this is the way and that is not the way, and knowing that they have like some info about you, they can go online, do some research on you, or they know you in person at church or at the workplace, and they know who you are. Can credibility as well affect your ability to persuade or even communicate ideas to people?
yes, thank you so much. So the let me first tackle the influence being used negatively. It's
Okay.
absolutely yes, yeah. So you can use your influence negatively. So when
Mm,
people comes to believe in you, when you build some credibility with people. Sometimes whatever you say, uh, they don't even think before even acting on it. Once they hear that, oh, Jonathan has said this, Jonathan has recommended this platform, they will jump in. So
Yeah.
you have to be careful so that uh, you don't use your credibility to promote things that wouldn't help your audience, because some of them will just jump into whatever you say without thinking about it. So now the credibility aspect, it helps a lot to be able to have your audience to yourself or people listening to you, and you don't need to explain or talk plenty before you are granted deals and all that. So
Hmm.
if you have a track record of credibility, like even in business, there are times that you need to take some products maybe from a warehouse, and you are a retailer.
Hmm.
uh, you've taken some products on credit, you've paid, second one you've paid, third one you've paid. There comes a time that you can sit and just go bring this, and they will bring it for you, because you
Yeah.
have built credibility over time. Yeah, so that is what
Yeah.
credibility does for you. So if you've built a bad reputation, no matter how you prepare, no matter how you want to convince, to persuade, uh, you will not still have your way through. So authenticity and credibility is actually very important, and we have to take care so that we don't misuse it and we don't use it negatively.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm. Mm. Interesting. These two questions just for side by side, credibility and also using your influence negatively, because I think it all starts with people, building that credibility. It could be at church, it could be at a workplace, it could be in meetings, it could be at home or in their community, wherever they build that credibility. People get to know them, because I know probably it will start with your true self, and once they see that, oh, I can really pull this crowd, then now they try to use their influence negatively
Yeah,
to get things for their own selfish interest. So people do build that credibility, but with time they try to switch, which
mm,
is not cool, because once people get to see that this is what you are doing, that's it.
yeah,
You lose them forever. And I can give a few instances. I won't mention names, but assuming we have these very popular people that you have influenced, the whole world knows that this is what you do. And then one day you get that, oh, you did this bad thing, or you did something that was not right, and maybe you hid it for so many years and it's now exposed. Automatically, even though you have not seen the person before, but you believe in their values and you follow them, people will automatically just go on social media, unfollow them. People will
yeah,
start bashing them on
yeah,
social media, and automatically they lose that audience, or the people that believe in them actually. So it's not cool. It's not cool that you're able to build your credibility, people know, and then you want to take advantage of that and then use it negatively. Once people get to find out, it's done, and it will be so hard if you want to even forgive yourself and said, okay, I'm not going to do that again, and you want to come back to your authenticity. People are not going to believe you. So
yeah,
it comes with negativity, and of course, nothing is going to be hidden forever. Some way, somehow, people are going to find out, and that is going to affect your leadership. So that's we don't advise. And the last but one question, because our time is almost up. How can body language affect the message you are delivering? And why is listening an important part of public speaking and influence? Body language, because sometimes you could stand at the podium, you'll be preaching, or you'll be talking to people, and probably your facial expression or will put people off. So you're saying something, but everybody is looking at you. I'm like, why is his face looking this way? Why is this doing this way? Why is he standing? So people have so much. So how can we use our body just like, because we have body. Sometimes your mouth is saying something, but your facial expression and your body language is telling us the otherwise. So how can the body language affect our message we are delivering? And why is it important to listen to people? Listening, like very important as part of public speaking, and to be able to influence listening. Why is listening important?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so this thing, the body language is very, very important. Like you mentioned earlier, it even starts from how you appear, and now moving to how you really the signs you show when you communicate. Yeah, so your mouth is saying one thing, but your face, everything is your appearance is saying another. So it has to
Mm,
align. It has to you have to create the alignment between what you are communicating and what your body is saying. Sometimes people even communicate with just the body. Uh-huh.
yeah.
So when you are now called to speak out to audience, you need to add the two to be able to communicate effectively. So you have to
Mm.
align these two to have an effective speech. Now, that this thing. Sorry. That the other question.
Listening.
Yeah. So
Listening to
that yeah.
people.
So the listening aspect. Listening is one of the greatest communicating skills every speaker must have. Yeah, so if you can listen, you can you not just listen to what people are saying, you even get the emotions attached to what people are saying. You get intentions, and you are
Mm.
able to relate with them. So you are not just informing them, you are not just bringing facts, what you know or what you have prepared on. Sometimes you need to be able to listen to people to be able to communicate to them effectively. When people feel listened to, they will express themselves more, and you will be able to understand them and bring value that will help them.
Good.
So listening is a very great skill every public speaker should have. If you want to be listened to, then also develop the skill of listening to others. Other than that, you will just be
Absolutely.
communicating your own perspectives,
Mm-hmm.
giving instructions,
Mm-hmm.
facts that does not relate to your audience.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that is what
Very
I.
insightful. Very insightful. So with the credibility, um, what did I jot down? I'm trying to put it down. Okay, I will start with the listening aspect. So the listening aspect, in as much as you stand on the podium or you stand on the stage or in the meeting room, and you want people to listen to you whilst you are talking or you are speaking, you also need to develop that skill of listening to them. Is a two-way thing, you know. They listen to you listen to them. And if you listen to them and you get to understand what they need and what they want and what they are communicating, it also helps you because, as Jonathan said, if they feel listened to, then they can really communicate effectively to you, and then they know that whatever you are coming to say is coming to benefit them, or is coming to improve their lives, or is coming to add value to their lives. So in as much as you want your audience to listen to you, please listen to them, and that is very important. that really goes a long way in your leadership journey. Listening to your audience, very, very important. Some people do not have that. They once you're talking, they can't wait for you to end so that they will talk. Just relax. Let them bring everything to a full stop. Then you can talk. It's this is very important. Even in the diplomacy space, it's there. Everybody's giving time. Probably everybody's giving 30 seconds or 1 minute. Some people cannot just wait. Because if they're giving you 1 minute, make sure you finish that 1 minute before you say whatever. Once they are talking, they want to interrupt and they have to reclaim their time. So listening is very, very important in the leadership journey, which we have to really take seriously, and aligning between your your whilst you're communicating, whatever you are saying should align with your body language, as he said. So make sure like your what you're saying is not different from how your body is communicating, and let it align so that it can you can have like a very effective um communication or public speaking. I don't know if we have time to take this last question, but yeah, this will be brief. This will be to go. What is that one skill you want everyone to improve? I think everybody is different depending on the level that they get to in their leadership journey. But that is one skill. One what's that one communication skill that will most improve your leadership impact? Just one, one, and then we bring our discussion to a close. What's that one skill? That
Yeah,
one
okay.
communication
So,
skill.
talking about listening, I think I will just use
Okay,
listening
listening,
as a
listening.
skill that every leader, anybody who stands to influence people must
Listening.
cultivate. So, like I said, if people feel listened to,
Mm-hmm.
they express themselves more, and you are able to know their needs. So leadership is not just occupying a position or influence. What are you influencing people for if you are not making impact?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be able to listen to your audience so that you will be able to provide value to solve their problems. So listening
Absolutely.
is that skill that uh, I will say every leader, every young leader or speaker, you have to really improve on it so that you can communicate effectively. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your wonderful insights, Jonathan. I have really learned a lot, and I know the audience has also. So, listening, your take home listening is something that you cannot do. You cannot do without. It's something that you should have as a leader. Listen, let me see if I could summarize some of the things that we said. um, that you have to make sure that when you're going to the podium, you focus on the subject matter and not your the physical appearance. Even though physical appearance is important, but focus on what you're communicating. And of course, practice will make you perfect and build your confidence over time. Definitely with preparation, because preparation is a must, and we can't negotiate on that. Um, Also, introverts, even though they don't like to talk, but they can also impact. They can communicate their values and impact with clarity, and you can still be an introvert and still lead and still influence others. So that is not a hindrance. That is not an excuse, and you have to build credibility over time. Mistakes will happen, but yes, be authentic to yourself. Do not fake things, and make sure when you're communicating, you communicate and make sure it aligns with your body language. Thank you for joining us today. We are grateful for all of you making time to join these conversations. And I wish you all the best today, and I wish you enjoy the rest of the day. Um, Thanks again, and thanks to Jonathan. We really appreciate making time to join us and getting to learn from you. And so I think we'll wrap up as we have like less than 1 minute. We'll wrap up and we say enjoy the rest of the day. Bye everyone.
As the corporate sector evolves, Burka Africa remains committed to cultivating world-class thought leaders and providing innovative, human-centered solutions that shape a prosperous future for African governments and businesses. About Burka Africa. Burka Africa is a platform that houses expert consultants from across the African sub-region that provide strategic sustainable leadership, organizational development, corporate governance, coaching, and ESG advisory services to businesses and African governments. Burka's strategic thrust is to strengthen strategic alignment for Africa's development by bridging the gap between governments, businesses, and industry experts for leadership and business solutions, serving as a center for excellence and transformative leadership insights in Africa. The consortium is dedicated to shaping ethical, visionary, productive, and sustainable businesses and leadership across Africa. Through advisory, training, and coaching, Burka supports executives, managers, and organizations in achieving excellence, growth, and sustainable impact. Visit our website www.burkafrica.com for more information.